everyone, and welcome back to the TechNext series. Today we are going to be talking about the shoulders. So we spend a lot of our time with our shoulders hitched up round by our ears, and it's not until someone says to you relax the shoulders that everyone's shoulders drop down by at least an inch. So these are affected when we work at a desk all the time, or again hunched over our phones, anything that rolls us forward into this flexed position. So the shoulders roll forward and our muscles have to contract all the time that we're in that position to keep our shoulders in place. And when that happens, our shoulder blades start to lift up as well. So as we lift the shoulders blades in the back of the body also lift up, and they stay there indefinitely. So you'll find that Pilates instructors will talk about placing your shoulder blades back in the position where they should be, and that is what that relates to. So we don't realize how much working at a desk and in that environment can actually affect the positioning of our muscles and our joints. So we are going to go through a short shoulder routine that you can do at any point if you feel like your shoulders need a bit of a stretch. So a nice easy one to start with is just shoulder circles. So we're just going to take the shoulders round in nice big circular motion. So a lot of the time what we tend to do is just these little shoulder movements which don't really do anything. We need to really focus on this. So we draw the shoulders all the way forward, pick them up towards the ears, draw them all the way back. So you really feel that squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then drop the shoulders down. So we roll forward, up and back. So make it a nice big exaggerated movement. Lovely. And depending on how tight your shoulders and your back are, will depend on how much you're feeling this at the moment. Like I feel there's quite a lot in my shoulder blades. And then we're just going to take it in the other direction. So we bring the shoulders all the way back, feel the squeeze between the shoulder blades, lift them up towards the ears, roll them forward as far as we can, and drop down. So you can pick up the speed a little bit if you want to, just making sure we're getting as big a range of motion as we can. Nice. Just taking a few more and relaxing down. So I know I've just been saying about us hitching our shoulders up towards our ears, and that's not a good thing, but I am actually going to make you do that now, so that we can focus on drawing the shoulders back down to the start position. So think about the shoulders being drawn down. We're pulling down the shoulder blades or the scapulars. Our shoulders are relaxed. And I want you to bring the shoulders all the way up towards the ears as far as you can. And then relax them down. So we really think about drawing the shoulders down as far as we can. Might feel this into the shoulder blades. So you feel them pushing down the back. We lift up and down. So use the breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale to relax. And hopefully you can really feel the difference. So when you relax the shoulders down, you can really feel those shoulder blades moving. I'm going to take one more. Perfect. Just relax. And when our shoulders get tight, when we roll forward into this flexed position, this can also affect the muscles across the front of the chest as well. So obviously this is all connected. So for that, and the front of the shoulders, we don't expand through the chest. So to start with, I just want you to draw the arms back. Again, we're squeezing the shoulder blades together. And this is opening up through the front of the body. If you feel like you want a little bit more, you clasp the hands behind and push them away. You will feel probably a bit more of a stretch across the front of the shoulders there as well. And we breathe through it, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lovely. One more breath. Perfect. Relax the arms. We're going to come into a roll down. So if you're stood on your mat, just come to one end. I'm turning to the side so that you can see. So we want to have the knees nice and soft, feet under hips facing forward. So your feet are parallel, like the number 11. We start to draw the belly in a little bit here. Shoulders are back. So we're opening up through the front of the body. And our chin's parallel to the floor. Take an inhale. On your exhale, drop chin in towards the chest and let's start to roll down a vertebrae at a time. So lift up through the belly and we roll down. Completely relax the upper body. So the shoulders, completely let them go and the arms just hang. And extra benefit, you might feel stretch into the lower back as well and into the backs of the legs. And we come down as far as our body will allow. You might already be feeling that stretch in the back of the body, into the shoulder blades. But what I want you to do is take opposite hand to opposite elbow and fully relax the upper body. So we're in our ragdoll position. We relax the shoulders and the neck. Relax the face. Breathe through it. And on each exhale, you might find that you can come down a little bit further. Taking a little knee bend if you need it. We're going to be here for one more breath. Lovely. And then just gently taking the arms from side to side. We're taking just a little rocking motion here. For 3, 2, and 1. Come and release the arms so the hands come back down. We're going to walk the hands along the mat, bringing the knees down onto the floor. I want you to bring the toes together, the knees wide, and lengthen the arms out. So we come into our child's pose. Really good for stretching along the back of the body. Into the shoulder blades and into the shoulders, maybe underneath as well. And the further you can reach the hands forward, the more of a stretch you're going to get into the upper back and into the shoulders. So it just depends on where it feels right for you. And just taking one more breath. And then just start to take one arm underneath the other arm. We come in to thread the needle, relaxing the head down on the floor if you can. And breathe. This is really great for stretching through and into the shoulders. And you can hold these poses for as long as you want to. This is just giving you an indication of the moves that you can use to stretch through the shoulders and the other areas that are affected by the technology that we use on a daily basis. Coming through the centre onto the other side, relaxing the head down if we can. And just trying to relax through the upper body again. One more breath. And then bringing it back through to center. we're going to come on up. So walk with the hands in. So we've got two moves where we're going to be laying down on the mats. So for this, you might want a yoga block, or alternatively, you could just use a cushion. It's just to rest your head on. So we're going to come and lie down on our side. Bottom arm reaches out, and we come and rest our head on our block or our cushion. If we don't have anything here, we have to try and place our head on the floor, and it can be a bit awkward and it brings a bit of a strain onto the neck, which obviously we are trying to avoid in this series. So we're just bending the knees, placing the knees on top of each other so they're stacked. The arms again are on top of each other as well. So just find where it feels comfortable for you. Your top arm is going to reach. So we're going to lift up and we take the arm back to about 45 degrees. So you will see that my knees have not moved. There's a slight rotation in my chest, but my lower body stays where it is. We then bring the arm back in. So we inhale, exhale, arm lifts and we reach back to about 45 degrees, knees stay stacked, there's no movement in the lower body. And then we bring it back in. So if you can bring your arm onto the floor, you have gone too far and you've overextended into that shoulder joint. That's not what we want here. We're just looking to bring in some shoulder mobility. You feel the work into the shoulder blade. We don't want to be taking it too far. So just think about coming out on that 45-degree angle. This is quite a nice relaxing move. You're going to take two more. Last one. Perfect. So we're going to stay here for a moment, and I'm going to show you another move for your shoulder, which is called chalk circles. So everything that I've just told you is going to go out the window slightly, because on this move, we can move the knees. We keep them where they are for the moment, so the knees are bent, and we've got the hands on top of each other. This top hand is just going to reach a little bit further forward than the bottom hand. So our chalk circles, really good for shoulder mobility. So we're going to take this top hand, we're going to keep it connected with the floor if we can. If you can't, you've got restricted shoulder mobility and you can't get your fingers onto the floor, absolutely fine. The hand can hover off of the floor. So whichever option we're in, we're going to start to bring the hand up and over the head. Now, as we do that, we rotate the body. We let the knees open as we bring the hand all the way around, still connected with the floor if you can. We then lift the hand off of the floor to come back up and over the hip. Bring the knees together and we come back to the start position. So we take the arm up and around, the whole body moves. So let the knees open, let the chest roll back. We take a full circle, we come back over the hip. Perfect. Lovely. So making sure we've got that movement in the knees. There's no restriction here on this move. We want the full range of movement. Staying with the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm going to take 3 more on this side. But again, you can do this for as long as you want to. If it's a move that feels particularly nice for your shoulders, then you might want to stay here for a little bit longer. We're going to come into the last one. And then we hold back in the start position. Perfect. So we're going to come on up and onto the other side. So you might prefer to just roll over instead of turning all the way around, but I'm going to turn so that you can still see everything. So lying down, we extend the bottom arm. Knees are stacked on top of each other, and we bring the top hand on top of the bottom hand. Lovely. Okay, so we come into our arm openings to start with. Drop the shoulders down a little bit into our arm openings. So we inhale at the bottom. As we exhale, just start to lift the arm. We take it back to 45 degrees. Knees stay together. And we feel that work into the shoulder blade, maybe slightly down the side of the body as well. And then just gently bringing it back into center. Inhale. Exhale to move. And then coming back in. It's really good for your shoulder blade placement, this move. And I think it feels quite nice as well. There's always a bonus. Keeping the knees together. So just that slight movement in the chest. Very slight rotation. Taking the eye gaze with you. And then bringing it back in. Let's take 2 more. Into our last one. And relax down. So now we come into our chalk circles. This top hand reaches a little further forward. Hands connected with the floor if you can. This time the knees can move. So we take the hand up and around over the head. We let the chest rotate. We let the knees fall open as we bring the hand all the way around, up and over the hip, and back to the start position. Hand connected with the floor if you can. If you can't, that's fine. If you have any shoulder issues, or people that have had breast cancer sometimes tend to struggle with shoulder mobility, or it's a bit uncomfortable. So if that does apply to you, then by all means keep the hand lifted. Absolutely fine. You might find that you get that mobility back, but to start with, there is absolutely no harm in letting the hand just hover off of the floor. You're still getting the full range of movement. We're still taking the arm up and over, letting the knees fall open, so we're not restricted in this movement at all. And let's take 3 more. Last 2. And into our last one. Bringing the hand back to the start position. Perfect. We're then going to come and place the hand on the floor and use it to push ourselves up. Oh, the sun's nice and bright, so I'm going to move over this side a little bit. So I hope you found that useful, and hopefully you can use some of those moves if your shoulders are feeling a bit stiff, or you don't even have to wait to that point. Just if this is something that you do every day, working at a desk, sitting in this hunched over position, then if you do these moves regularly, this should help to prevent or contain that shoulder ache or pain, discomfort. So let me know how you get on, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.